Welcome to another New Testament Keyword Bible study. The word for this study is transfigured or transfiguration, metamorpho. Our key passage is from Mark chapter 9. And as you hear it read, try to connect the images in your own imagination between the apostles who were with Jesus on the mountain as they look back into their own history and see Elijah and as they see Moses. And then consider perhaps how the New Testament church might have understood all of that happening.
After 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him and led them up a high mountain, where they were all alone. There he was transfigured before them. His clothes became dazzling white, whiter than anyone in the world could bleach them. And there appeared before them Elijah and Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He didn't know what to say. They were so frightened. Then a cloud appeared and covered them, and a voice came from the cloud. "This is my son, whom I love. Listen to him." Suddenly, when they looked around, they no longer saw anyone with them except Jesus. As they were coming down the mountain, Jesus gave them orders not to tell anyone what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead.
Transfigure or transfiguration are certainly not words that we use in every second sentence today. But we do connect with the images that come to us from these words. Consider, for example, words like changed, altered, rebuilt, rearranged, or transformed. We know how most words in our language have different layers of meanings. This one certainly does. So metamorpho is the root of a word that we all know really well, metamorphosis. So if you're thinking now perhaps about a butterfly, caterpillar, you get a sense of a deeper meaning that is here. Metamorphosis describes a change into something more complete and possibly becoming more beautiful, certainly more meaningful in the process. It's about a journey from here to here. And when you arrive here, there is a fullness and a completion. When we explore the New Testament understanding of this word, it connects a few more ideas for us. First of all, as you can imagine, transfiguration describes a significant change, but this changed form that we're talking about is still connected with the inner being. For example, Jesus was glorified in the transfiguration, but the disciples knew it was still Jesus. Transfiguration also describes a change that takes place in others. Jesus, being glorified in the way he was, revealed in the way he was, changed the lives of those who were witnesses of it. So after being in the presence of the holy, you too can be changed, transfigured. Although you understand, it's in a different way. Your life is transfigured, it's altered, it's completely rebuilt. Transfiguration describes a change in form or appearance. When we read of the transfiguration of Jesus Christ, we read about his appearance being changed from an earthly being to one that was glorious and shining with divine brightness. And the point the passage is making is this: those who were with him were offered a tangible and real witness as to how heaven was able to connect with earth. They joined together. And by extension of that, heaven can now connect to ordinary people. And you can read about that, of course, in Mark 9, and Matthew 17 and Luke chapter 9. So, being present at the Transfiguration shows the disciples that it is possible for every follower of Jesus to be changed into the same image of his divinity. In 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 3-18, Paul teaches about this process, about how we can be changed into the image of Christ. And he says this in verse 18, "And we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit." So now when you read or listen to the lectionary readings for Transfiguration Sunday, consider them in light of what we've just learned, as the readings do a great job of tying all these different images together. Here's a brief summary for you. The Old Testament reading tells the story of Elijah. Elijah was an earthly being. He had been transformed by his relationship with God, and who is now being taken physically up into heaven. If you read the story of Elijah in the Old Testament, you read about a relationship that was back and forth between him and God, and how the relationship developed into faithfulness and a friendship. In Psalm 50, verse 2, we see this image of a God who has caused a light to shine, a holy, magnificent light on the people, on the nation, illuminating them and providing wisdom so that everyone could see his glory. Personal and national illumination. And when you read Corinthians chapter 4, for this particular series of lectionary readings, you'll see this black and white contrast. It's almost dualistic. St. Paul refers to how the world, the ways of the world, the societies of the world, the cosmos, have actually blinded people to the truth as if they were wearing a veil. But Christ's light will transfigure the world. Christ's light will change the world for those who are with him. Christ's light now brings hope, transformation, and truth. And all of that melds into the gospel. I expect the sermons on Transfiguration Sunday will be deep and hopeful and powerful. So for more on the concept of light and illumination and the glory of God, take a look at the keyword Bible study that we've already done. It's number 6 in the series, and it is about light force. God bless you as you continue your journey of faith and as you continue to study God's Word.